Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with another installment of Building the Team. So, first off, last week we ended up going with the Avengers team. Ended up going just 1 and 2. Came this close to going 2 and 1 and winning the first match, or at least winning the first match. The only match I won was actually a bye, but like I said, this close. Destroyer Thor had chased Black Panther from Battleworld on the ropes, and super senses, man. He kept on hitting those super sense rolls, and so yeah. But it was actually a pretty solid team. Destroyer Thor really does live up to the name. We'll take another quick look at him right quick. Like I said, he really does live up to that name, Destroyer Thor. And finally getting to use him after having him for nearly 2-3 years. Man, well worth the wait. I should have used him a long time ago. Anyway, so on to this week's build. So this week's build is actually kind of simple. 400 points modern. And as you can see, I might have gotten a little carried away. Just a smidge. So, first off, we've got ourselves a Codex team. Now, Codex is a keyword that it's only really come up lately. But it refers to people who have been hosts to who are or have been hosts to symbiotes over the years. Yeah, and in fact, codexes were a large part of the Absolute Carnage storyline, as that's what Carnage was trying to do, was track down everyone whoever had a symbiote and consume their codex to get closer to the Clintar hive mind so you could wake Null, the god of the symbiotes. So, our Codex team consists of, first and foremost, coming in at 40 points from the Absolute Carnage set, Scream. This is the non-prime, based on her appearance in the Venom Lethal Protector miniseries. She comes in at 40 points. She's got the Codex and monster keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated hindering terrain, and the symbiote trait, giving her plasticity and shape change. Let's take a quick look at her dial. We got some sidestep, then some followed by flurry. On attack, we have a special power called Killer Haircut, which grants her Blaze Claw's Fangs and Giant Reach of 3. When she uses Blaze Claw's Fangs, it results as a 5 or a 6 after resolutions, remove an action token from her. So that's extremely useful. Then we get some Precision Strike after that. On defense, we got some Super Senses followed by some Combat Reflexes. And, for 40 points, that's really not bad at all. Now, this is actually after Scream is where things start to get really equipment heavy, as we'll see here in a moment. So, following up Scream is a new but old member of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, the Red Goblin. Yeah. Oh man, I traded off my Spider Pharaoh for this guy and a few other things. Totally worth it. So, Red Goblin here comes in at 110 points. Has the Codex, Maximum Carnage, Sinister Syndicate, and Monster keywords, as well as the Sinister Syndicate team ability. We also have 2 traits. First off, Carnage Symbiote and Pumpkin Bombs. Red Goblin may start the game with the Pumpkin Bombs or Carnage Symbiote equipped at no cost. If you paid 110 points for Red Goblin, he can equip both and may start with both equipped. And yes, we are running him at 110 points, and we are using both the Pumpkin Bombs and the Carnage Symbiote. In fact, let's take a quick look at those. So first off, we have the pumpkin bombs. They're a light equipment object. Generally speaking, they cost 5 points. Here's a good look at them. They can be equipped to any standard character. When unequipped, they get KO'd, however. Effect: energy explosion with minimum range 4. Knockback, but only during range attacks. This character may be given range destroy actions regardless of their damage value. So now with the destroy action, it really only matters if you can deal 3 damage. However, with the pumpkin bombs, if you can't deal 3, you can still be given the destroy action. Next up, we've got the Carnage symbiote. Now, for those unaware, Red Goblin is Norman Osborn wearing the Carnage symbiote. Because, you know, he wasn't bad enough as it was. Another look at the card. So the Carnage symbiote, again, equip any unequipped. When it's unequipped, it becomes KO'd. Gives plasticity shape change to the equipped character. When this character KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal 1 click. If that character has the Codex keyword, heal 3 clicks instead. Okay, which is actually the same as, just like the trait the various primes in the set all have. The Codex Hunter primes all have. So, back to Red Goblin. His second trait. That's Norman Osborn, the Carnage symbiote. Steal energy. Opposing characters with the Spider-Man family keyword decrease their D6 roll for super senses by -1. So, when attacking someone with the Spider-Man family keyword, if they've got super senses, they got to roll 6. And we're not going to worry about the alter ego portion of the dials. We're not using Norman. We're just going to look at the primary portion. So you can see we got some charge, followed by some flurry. Get some blades, followed by poison. Yeah. Then we get some. Oh, actually, the super strength doesn't matter. Defense. He's got Indomitable. He also has and he starts with a special power, Symbiote Armor, which gives him invulnerability and allows Red Goblin to reduce penetrating damage. That then gives way to Toughness. On damage, we open up the special power, Everyone you ever loved, Parker, they're all dead. Granting Red Goblin exploit weakness. When he KOs an opposing character after resolutions, opposing characters that share a keyword with the KO'd character modify their combat values by -1 until your next turn. That can be very useful. And as you can see, he's got that for most of his dial. And then at the very end, we get a final click of exploit weakness on damage. But yeah, that's Red Goblin. Bit of a beast. And finally, for this team, we've got Null, God of the Symbiotes, the King in Black. Null. Null comes in at 250 points, has the Power Cosmic Team ability, as well as the Codex, Maximum Carnage, Cosmic, Deity, and Monster keywords. He's also got 3 traits. First one is the first symbiote, My Shadow, which allows Null to start the game with All Black the Necro Sword equipped. There's the piece, and I'll show. And there's the card. I'll get a better picture. Look at it. All Black the Necro Sword. Unlike the Pumpkin Bombs of the Carnage symbiote, when it's unequipped, it's simply dropped. It's also indestructible. So, effect, Giant Reach 2. When this character makes a close attack, opposing characters can't use Shapeshifter super senses and can't reduce damage below 1. Okay, alright. I'm down. I'm hip. I'm with it. Next trait we've got is the God of Symbiotes. Plasticity, but has breakaway +3 and opposing characters that have breakaway -3 instead. Shape change, which succeeds on a 4/6. When null KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal 2 clicks. Okay. Finally, we have Umbra Kinesis, granting null stealth and smoke cloud is free, but generates this obscuring terrain markers instead. As a free action, place null in a square of obscuring terrain within 4 squares. Okay. Now, looking at his dial, first off, it's a long one. And that's the kind of dial I like to see, especially when I'm paying 250 points for a character. We got a click of charge to start off with, then we get some flurry, another click of charge, and then some more flurry, and finally some sidestep. Nothing on attack, but to be fair, he's packing quite a bit already. On defense, we got invincible, we got impervious, we've got invulnerability, we've got regeneration. Damage, we got outwit, followed by probability control, and back to outwit, and then some mid-dial probability control once again. So yeah, that's Null, who I was actually quite surprised to pull last week. Randomly bought a booster at the shop, and there was Null. Next up, we've got ourselves a Frightful 4 team. So, the Frightful 4 will actually be featured here in a shared trait spotlight in the next few weeks, going over their Frightful 4 trait. But yeah, we're gonna. Actually, I might be putting that off a bit. Depends on how soon I can actually get more FF stuff. Anywho, so the Frightful 4. To kick things off, we've got Thundra. Thundra here comes in at 75 points. Has the Femizons, Frightful 4, Lady Liberators, Future and Warrior keywords, as well as the trait Frightful 4, Individual Combat. Unique modifier. During opponent's turns, friendly characters with the Frightful 4 keyword modify defense +1 for each attack that's resolved that turn. It does not affect the first attack. Looking at her dial, we open up with some charge, followed by some flurry, some super strength, followed by quake, followed by blades. We got indomitable on defense, as well as impervious, followed by invulnerability, which is then followed by toughness. Then we've got a special damage power combat chain, which gives her a giant reach of 2. When she makes a close attack after resolutions, you may place a hit character in an adjacent square, adjacent to Thundra, to be clear. Next up, we've got Trapster, formerly known as Paste Pot Pete. Long time Fantastic Four foe. So Trapster comes in at 75 points as well. Has the Frightful 4, Intelligentsia, Magia, Sinister Syndicate, and Scientist keywords. And we got 2 traits. First off, Frightful 4, Ocelopasta, Insect, Unique Modifier. During your turn, opposing characters modify defense -1 for each attack made by a character with the Frightful 4 keyword that's resolved that turn. Again, doesn't affect the first attack. Then, nope, I've always been Trapster, granting Trapster plasticity. He's also got the Minions of Doom team ability, which recently got an overhaul and now works as such. When this character KOs a standard opposing character, after resolutions, heal 1 click on a friendly character using this team ability. Okay, alright. And so, looking at his dial, you see we've got some running shot and some sidestep. On attack, we got a full level special power called Things Are About to Get Real Messy, granting Trapster Incapacitate. And when he uses it, you may generate a paste marker in each hit target square. Characters occupying paste markers must break away as if they were adjacent to Trapster. When no character occupies a paste marker, remove it. Then on defense, we open up some willpower, followed by barrier. Then on damage, we open up with nothing, but he clicks into perplex, which can be very useful. Next up, we've got Living Laser. Much like Thundra and Trapster, the Living Laser comes in at 75 points. He's got the Batrox Brigade, Frightful 4, Lethal Legion, Modox 11, Masters of Evil, and Scientist keywords, as well as improved targeting, ignorance, hindering terrain. We also got 2 traits. Frightful 4, Blinded by the Light. Unique modifier. Opposing characters modify attack -1 when making a range attack that targets one or more friendly character with the Frightful 4 keyword. Okay. Then we got Absorption or Amplification. When Living Laser is missed by an attack, give him an Absorption token. As a free action, remove an Absorption token to choose one. Regeneration at no cost, or Range Combat Expert at no cost. Okay, alright. That could be kind of neat. Then looking at his dial, we no special powers, but we get some hypersonic speed, and some running shots, some fainting teleport, some precision strike, some penetrating psychic blast, some late dial pulse wave, inertial deflection, super senses, shape change, and enhancement. Not too shabby all around. We got some solid attack powers and some solid support powers. Yeah, not too shabby at all. Plus, he does help against opposing range attacks. Next up, we've got the Wizard. Like the previous 4 members of Frightful 4, Wizard comes in at 75 points. He also has the Minions of Doom capability, as well as the Frightful 4 Intelligentsia and Scientist keywords. And we also, once again, 2 traits. First off, Form the New Frightful 4. This is basically the same as the Form the New Fantastic Four trait that the Booster Sue Storms have, but relating to the Frightful 4 instead. And we're actually including a couple of backup members just in case. Frightful 4. You meddling fools are no match for my intellect. Friendly characters with the Frightful 4 keyword within range and line of fire have protected Outwit. His range, by the way, being 7. Now, he doesn't have any improved targeting, so friendly characters within 7 squares and line of fire have protected Outwit. So okay, not too shabby. Looking at the dial, we've got some running shot, followed by some sidestep, followed by mind control. On attack, we have some precision strike, followed by telekinesis. Defense, we open up with toughness, which gives way to inertial deflection. On damage, we open up the special power intellect to spare, giving him leadership, outwit, and perplex. When Wizard uses leadership on a result of 4, choose outwit or perplex. This turn, Wizard can use the chosen power twice. That then gives way to Range Combat Expert, followed by Perplex. Not too shabby. The Frightful 4 is actually pretty solid in a 300-point build. As you have a lot of versatility thanks to the Wizard. Next up, last member of the team is the Super Skrull. Kulrit himself. Honestly, one of my favorite Marvel Cosmic characters. Anyways, Super Skrull here comes in at 100 points. He has the Frightful 4, Skrulls, Cosmic, Soldier, and Warrior keywords, as well as the Skrulls team ability, which also has recently gotten an overhaul. Shape Change, but only succeeds on a 6. If the character can already use Shape Change instead, increase the result of its roll for Shape Change by +1. At 3 points on his dial, Super Skrull does have Shape Change, so yeah. We also open up with, you get a trait, the powers of Fantastic Four. At the beginning of your turn, choose 2. Super Skrull has the listed effects until your next turn. Invisible Woman, sidestep, stealth, barrier is free, but only to generate 1 marker. The Thing, charge, impervious, close combat expert. Mr. Fantastic, plasticity, super senses, giant reach 4. Human Torch, running shot, energy explosion, range of 6. Okay, alright. Then looking at his dial, we get some late dial mind control, a full run of toughness. He's also got impervious, or got indomitable, and he can At toughness, he can swap out for impervious if he chooses the thing, or super senses if he chooses Mr. Fantastic, or inertial deflect, or barrier if he goes with Invisible Woman. Then we also have three, as I mentioned earlier, 3 clicks of shape change, and in fact, those three clicks are each hit the start clicks for his various point values. So I did mention we have some backup Frightful Four members. First off, we've got Medusa. Medusa comes in at 75 points. Has the Frightful Four and Inhumans team ability, or keywords, as well as the Minions of Doom team ability, and as well as an improved movement ignores elevated hindering terrain. We got 2 traits: Frightful Four, Impenetrable Disguises. Friendly characters with the Frightful Four keyword can use Shape Change. Okay, alright. And then the Malevolent Mane of Madame Medusa. Plasticity, Giant Reach 4. Opposing characters within 4 squares in line of fire consider Medusa adjacent for the purpose of breaking away. That can be kind of nasty. Looking at her dial, pretty simple. We got some stealth, followed by some charge, then some sidestep. On attack, we open up with telekinesis, then quake, then Blaze Claw's fangs. On defense, we open up with combat reflexes, then that gives way to super senses. On damage, we open up with close combat expert, followed by empower. Okay, all right. Next up, our other backup, Claw. More classic version of the character. Claw comes in at 75 points. Has the Aim, Frightful Four, Master of Evil, and Scientist keywords, as well as the Master of Evil team ability. We got 2 traits. Frightful Four, Sonic Wave. Friendly characters with the Frightful Four keyword can use inertial deflection. Then Overwhelming Blast of Sound. When Claw is KO'd, roll a d6. On a 4 through a 6, deal 2 penetrating damage to all opposing characters within 4 squares. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial, get a couple clicks of phasing teleport, followed by some running shot, then back to phasing at the end. We get some mid-dial pulse wave. On defense, we open up with a special power, Can't Touch Us. Barrier Invulnerability. When Claw uses Barrier, he may count range and line of fire from the square of a friendly character with the Frightful Four keyword. Okay. That gives way to super senses, followed by inertial deflection at the end. And then on damage, we open up with some range combat expert. Alright, not too shabby. I think he might get swapped in. We'll see. Alright. Next up, we've got ourselves down a couple DC teams, starting with Justice League. First off, we've got the Question. Question here comes in at 40 points, has the JLA team ability, as well as the Justice League Detective, Martial Artist, and Reporter keywords. He also has 2 traits. Justice League Unlimited. At the end of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with Justice League keywords 100 points or less. Next up, Question Authority. As a power action, there is no d6 on this card. Roll a d6 and place it on this card. Whenever a character within 6 squares in line of fire makes an attack roll, you may remove the d6 from this card and replace the die in the roll with it. Okay. Taking a look at his dial, we got a full run of stealth. On attack, we have the special power Asking Questions. At the end of your turn, Smoke Cloud at no cost, but only to generate 1 marker. On defense, we open up with we got a full run of combat reflexes. On damage, we open up with Outwit, followed by Perplex. Oh, and yeah, that's right. He is indomitable. I don't know why I forgot that. So he's got the built-in willpower, which I'm always a fan of. Next up, we've got Huntress. Huntress comes in at 40 points, has the Batman ally team ability, as well as the Batman family, Birds of Prey, Justice League, and Martial Artist keywords. And she has the Justice League Unlimited trait, just like Question, as well as a trait, when are you going to take me out on a real date, Q? As a free action, turn Huntress to the same click number with a different color. She's got basically 2 dials, a close combat dial and a range combat dial. Close Combat Dial has Running Shot, Energy Explosion, Inertial Deflection, and Range Combat Expert. The Close Combat Dial's got Charge, Quake, Combat Reflexes, and Close Combat Expert. Not too shabby, and she can go back and forth as need be, so very useful. Next up, we've got Speedy. Speedy comes in at 45 points, has the Justice League, Outlaws, Outsiders, Seven Soldiers, and Teen Titans keywords. He also has 2 traits, Justice League Unlimited, like Question and Huntress, and Quantum Arrow. As a power action, once per game, choose a square within range and line of fire, then Speedy can use Pulse Wave at no cost as if he occupied that square. Okay. I'm looking at his dial. You open up the special power on Speed, a mobile arsenal, which gives him leap, climb, and running shot. He gives way to a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by end dial click of running shot, of normal running shot. On attack, we open up with Energy Explosion, followed by Precision Strike. Defense, we open up with Inertial Deflection, which gives way to Willpower. We get some mid-dial range Combat Expert as well. All in all, not bad at all for 45 points. Moving on, we've got the rare Green Arrow from Justice League Unlimited. I'm fairly certain I've commented on multiple occasions that I prefer the rare to the uncommon. The sculpt for both is amazing, but yeah. The rare is totally my jam. So, Green Arrow comes in at 60 points, has the JLA team ability as well as the Justice League. 7 soldiers, Star City keywords, as well as improved targeting, ignores elevated hindering terrain, or improved movement. Ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. You also got the Justice League Unlimited trait, just like Speedy, Huntress, and Question. As well as another trait. Say, dirtbag. Modify attack +1 for each friendly character that Green Arrow shared a keyword with that has been KO'd this game. Modify damage +3, but only if Green Arrow is the only character on your force. Okay, alright. Let's take a look at that dial then. So we open up with some running shot, which gives way to sidestep. Then on attack, we open up with some energy explosion, followed by the special attack power. Someone needs to be here to speak for the little guy. Steal energy, but with close or range attacks. Defensively speaking, we open up with inertial deflection, followed by the Justice League goes on with or without you, which gives Green Arrow toughness and willpower, but only if a friendly character that Green Arrow shared a keyword with has been KO'd this game. On damage, we open up with leadership, which then gives way to range combat expert. And he can be very solid. And to make him just a little more useful, we will also be utilizing the Beetle Pod on him. So to give him flight, toughness, and speed +2. That'll actually make his running, give him an additional 2 square movement for running shot purposes. So next up, we've got Booster Gold. Though I don't know, that kind of looks like Green Lantern to me. So Green Lantern, Booster Gold comes in at 80 points. Got the JLA team ability as well as the Justice League International, Celebrity, and Future keywords. The Justice League Unlimited trait, as well as another trait. Crowd control. Barrier. Barrier is free, but only to generate 2 markers. Looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of running shot, which gives way to sidestep. On attack, we open and end with the special power 25th Century Technology, which grants Booster Incapacitate and the ability to do knockback damage, regardless of what he rolls. As long as he hits, he deals knockback. Then on defense, he's got Indomitable, opens up with Invulnerability, followed by Toughness, followed by Super Senses. Yeah. On damage, we open up with special power Skeets, Booster Gold's biggest fan, giving Booster Perplex and Probability Control. When Booster uses Perplex to target himself, he may instead modify a combat value besides his damage by +2. Okay, alright, not too shabby. finally, for the Justice League team, we've got Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond here comes in at 125 points. Has the Batman family, Gotham City, Justice League, Project Cadmus, Armor, Detective, Future, and Martial Artist keywords, as well as the Batman ally team ability, granting him stealth, and improved targeting ignores hindering terrain. We've also got 2 traits. Boom Tomb Travel. Once per game, facing teleport. When Batman uses it, his speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from him. Next up, Multi-Spectrum Camouflage. Opposing characters can't draw a line of fire to Batman Beyond if he is adjacent to blocking terrain. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial. We open up with a couple clips of Running Shot, then we get some Charge, followed by Sidestep, followed by Flurry. On attack, we open up with a special... we open and end with a special power, Some Looks Never Go Out of Style, giving him Precision Strike. As a free action, choose one to use until your next turn. Blaze Claw's Fangs, Energy Explosion, Incapacitate, Poison, or Smoke Cloud. Okay, alright. We get then we get regular Precision Strike in the middle there. Defensively speaking, he's got Indomitable. So built-in willpower. Starts off with Invulnerability, then Toughness, then Combat Reflexes. On damage, we start and end with the special power The Tomorrow Night, a different kind of bat, granting him leadership. Yeah, he does start and end with it. And then free, choose one to use until your next turn. Close Combat Expert, Perplex, Outwit, or Shape Change. In the middle there, we've also got some Close Combat Expert. So, all in all, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, and the last thing we put together, the point where I finally said, okay, I need to stop. When I finally said, alright, fine, I'll stop, is also based on the Justice League animated series. It's the Justice Lords. Starting off with Batman. Batman comes in at 65 points, has the Batman ally team ability, granting him stealth. He's also got the Gotham City, Justice Lords, Detective, Martial Arts, and Ruler keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated hindering terrain, and we get 2 traits. First off, which, in fact, I think all of them have the first one. Yeah. Justice Lords. When Batman damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. If the character is not KO'd, immediately heal it 1 click. Okay. The next one we got is, they'd be so proud of you. Adjacent opposing characters can use mind control, but only to target Batman. Looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of special speed power, Too Much to Be Done, granting Batman Running Shot and Sidestep. That thing gives way to regular Sidestep. On attack, we open up with Incapacitate, which gives way to Precision Strike. Defensively speaking, we open up with, we've got Indomitable. And we open up with Toughness, followed by Combat Reflexes. On damage, we open up with Outwit, and then we end with Perplex. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl comes in at 70 points. Has the Justice Lords, Mystical, Past, Ruler, and Warrior keywords, as well as the Justice League trait and another trait, Thanagarian Nth Metal. When Hawkgirl hits after resolutions, you may choose an object equipped to a hit character and remove it from the game. This can affect indestructible equipment, which are scored normally. Okay. Speaking of equipment, we are also giving her a piece of equipment as well. In this case, Dragon Fang. Dragon Fang costs 10 points. Grants Blaze Claw's Fangs. And when the character uses it once per turn, the result may be re-rolled. Okay. So, say you roll a 1, you can, say, we're going to try again. Maybe get a 6. Alright, so looking at Hawkgirl's dial, we open up with some hypersonic speed, followed by some charge, followed by a last click of hypersonic. On attack, we open up with Precision Strike, which gives way to Quake, and then back to Precision Strike. Defense, she's got Indomitable. Opens up with Super Senses, followed by Invulnerability, and then back to Super Senses. And finally, we get some mid-dial Close Combat Expert as well. All in all, not too shabby. And she's got some pretty solid attack values. Or some pretty solid combat values, I mean. Next up, we've got Green Lantern. Lantern here comes in at 75 points, has the Green Lantern Corps capability as well as the Green Lantern Corps Justice Lord's Ruler and Soldier keywords, Justice Lord's trait, as well as the trait, the most powerful weapon in the known universe. When Green Lantern hits after resolutions, give each hit character that is equipped an action token. Okay. Looking at his dial, we got a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Charge. On attack, we open up with some Penetrating Psychic Blast, and we finish up with some Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, he's got Indomitable, opens up with a special defense power, A Better World, granting him inertial deflection and invulnerability, which then gives way to toughness. On damage, we open up with enhancement, and we get some late dial and power. Not too shabby, not too shabby at all. Attack values that are consistently in the double digits. Defense that doesn't drop below 16. Couple mid-dial clicks of 4 damage. Yeah, he's pretty solid there. Next up, we've got Martian Manhunter. And I love this sculpt. Jean here comes in at 90 points, has the Justice Lord's Cosmic, Detective, Police, and Ruler keywords, as well as the Justice Lord's trait. Looking at his dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Charge, followed by a special speed power, Alien Snake Dragon. Flurry, Stealth, Giant Reach 3. Fixing Teleport is free, but Martian Manhunter can't move more than 4 squares. That gives way to a click of Sidestep. On attack, we open up with Precision Strike, which gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, he's got Indomitable, opens up with Invulnerability, which then gives way to the special power Martian Physiology, granting him regeneration and super senses. On damage, he opens up with Probability Control, which then gives way to Shape Change. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And finally, last figure we'll be looking at tonight, not today, Justice Lord's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman here comes in at 90 points as well. Has the Amazon, Justice Lord's Ruler, and Warrior keywords. She also has the Justice Lord's trait, as well as the trait, The President Has Fallen. When Wonder Woman damages an opposing character, after resolutions, choose one. A hit character loses all keywords for the rest of the game, or modify attack and damage +1 on each other friendly character with the Justice Lord's keyword until end of turn. That's kind of nice. Looking at her dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a special speed power, Damaging and Brutal, which grants her Flurry and Plasticity. We get a few clicks of Super Strength. Defensively speaking, we've got a few clicks of the special power. First up, we got Indomitable. We got special power Princess of the Themyscira, granting her initial deflection and vulnerability, which are both protected from Outwit and Pulse Wave. Okay, that then gives way to regular invulnerability. Then on damage, we open up with Perplex, which then gives way to Battle Fury. Okay, alright. Again, not too shabby. And that will be it for This Is Someone Building the Team. We'll be back later with another shared trait spotlight. We'll be looking at the alternate Fantastic Four traits this time around. And we got a few other things coming up as well in the next few days. It'll be probably going to be rather busy, to be perfectly honest. Anywho, as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.